Okay, I need you to sit with this for a second. For 100 years, an entire century, the bread your ancestors ate wasn't just flour and water. It had chalk in it, plaster, ground animal bones. And bakers looked people in the eye and told them this was completely normal. I'm not exaggerating. Stick with me, because it's worse than you think. Let's start with the bakery you'd never suspect. Imagine walking into a cozy little shop. Warm ovens, fresh loaves in the window, a sign that says fresh daily. Everything about it screams, trust me. You'd have no reason not to. But here's the thing, pale white bread used to be a status symbol. Dark coarse bread meant you were poor. White bread meant you could afford the good stuff. So bakers started cheating to chase that image. They added a chemical called alum to cheap, low-quality flour just to bleach it whiter. Sounds harmless? It wasn't. Alum messed with digestion, and for poor families eating bread at nearly every single meal, that damage added up fast, especially in children. Now here's where it gets worse. In 1820, a chemist named Frederick Alum decided to actually test London's bread instead of just trusting the label. What he found made people sick to their stomachs, literally. Chalk, plaster of Paris, ground animal bones, all quietly mixed into flour to bulk it up on the cheap. He published it all in a book with a title that pulled zero punches, a treatise on adulterations of food and culinary poisons. You'd think people would have thanked him, right? Nope. Bakers were furious. Shop owners denied everything. The backlash got so bad, Alum was basically run out of the country. Because here's the uncomfortable truth, he wasn't wrong. He was just inconvenient. And this is the part that really gets me. This wasn't a few shady bakers cutting corners in one back alley. This was the whole system. Flour was expensive. Fake fillers were cheap. And there were zero food safety laws to stop anyone from doing exactly this. Bone ash bulked up the weight so loaves felt heavier. Chalk hid the gray, low-quality color of bad grain. Alum bleached everything to that trustworthy white. Bakers weren't guarding some secret family recipe, they were hiding what bread had quietly stopped being. And you, the customer? You had no ingredient label, no health inspector, no way to know any of this. Just trust. And that trust was being poisoned, one loaf at a time, in nearly every household in the city. Here's what makes this so easy to miss, even now. Nobody collapsed dramatically at the dinner table. This wasn't a sudden poisoning. It was slow malnutrition that crept in quietly, digestive damage that built up over years. Children who never quite got enough real nutrition because part of what they were eating was, quite literally, rock dust and bone. That's exactly why it stayed hidden for so long. There was no single dramatic moment to point to, just quiet damage, building up year after year, hidden inside the single most ordinary, trusted thing in the entire house. So how did it finally stop? It took decades, not one expose, but years of accumulated pressure. More chemists kept testing food. More journalists kept publishing what they found. Public outrage kept building, slowly embarrassing an industry that had gotten very comfortable lying. And eventually, in the mid-1800s, Britain passed its first real food safety laws, the very first steps toward the food regulations we now take completely for granted. Let that sink in for a second. The reason you can trust a loaf of bread today exists because of a scandal exactly like this one. And here's the part that should really worry you. If bakers were willing to fake your bread for an entire century, what do you think was happening to your milk? Yeah, that's next. Follow so you don't miss it.